You're watching ABC4 News, celebrating 75 years.
Welcome back. In a breaking update, at least 4 people reportedly shot in Harris County, Texas tonight, just east of Houston. Details right now are limited. Deputies are responding to an active scene where at least 4 people were shot. According to the Harris County Sheriff, preliminary information states that at least 2 victims are in their late teens. The shooting occurred during a celebration of life. All 4 victims transported to the hospital. Their condition right now is still unknown. And shifting gears now to an inspiring story from Texas this evening, a young cancer doctor's incredible journey. This story from ABC's Whit Johnson.
Dr. Courtney Petty has a deep connection to the patients and staff at Texas Children's Hospital.
I think we're good there.
She not only works here, it's also where she survived cancer as a child. Her journey began a dozen years ago when she suddenly passed out while getting her braces changed at the orthodontist.
My mom was like, something's not right. You shouldn't be passing out when you're laying down at the dentist.
A chest x-ray revealing that one of her lungs was filled with fluid.
After running all the tests and getting the biopsy, I was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma.
Her sister, still emotional, describing when their dad shared the news.
I knew something was really, really, really wrong. And he couldn't even get out the words. But finally he said, it's cancer.
Courtney was just 15 years old and determined to fight. After 4 months of chemotherapy and then radiation, her cancer went into remission.
Just for knowing that my family was nervous. I was feeling for them, and I didn't want them to be scared and them to be upset because I knew that we'd make it through.
Her time spent at Texas Children's inspired her to go to medical school. Now she's a resident physician here, working alongside the same doctor who treated her.
I remember her talking to me from the very beginning that she really wanted to be a doctor. And when she was well enough, she kind of morphed that into wanting to be a pediatric oncologist.
Okay, we got to get you to the 16th.
Tonight, Dr. Petty using that inner strength and courage to motivate her young patients.
I would hope that knowing that my patients know that I also went through cancer and went through the treatment gives them some hope.
Today, Pope Francis arrived at St. Peter's Basilica to preside over the Easter Vigil. Yesterday, the Pope skipped the traditional Good Friday nighttime procession at the Colosseum because of a bit of chilly weather in Rome, staying instead at his home at the Vatican, while thousands of faithful Catholics turned out for the torchlit event. Pope Francis was hospitalized recently with bronchitis, but was healthy enough to speak at the Easter Vigil today.
Time now for Utah's most accurate forecast with Bob Bador. Weather rates certified 11 years in a row.
All right, Bob, I know we've been talking about the good spring weather we've finally seen. Can we expect that to stick around? I know we've had a lot of ups and downs recently in terms of weather.
Yeah, the roller coaster ride stopping for now. We've got good stuff. Happy Easter, everybody. And let's take a look at the headlines that I've got for you. It is a beautiful Easter that we've got planned for you. Drier, warmer. We've got breezy conditions coming in about midweek, and then possibly some wet weather. Well, that's something that we're going to be watching and keeping an eye on. Nothing to keep an eye on, though, is our radar. As you can see, just nothing there. I'll look around. Nope. We're doing good. All right, let's leave our radar alone now. We did have a record set this morning, though. Deer Creek Dam at 10 degrees. Previous record was 11 in 1973. That water definitely cold. And we also had another record. Our salt, I always want to say salt, but our snow water equivalent made its way over 30 inches, 30.2, extending that record a little bit more. Let me show you on a graph just how amazing this is. That line right here that I've got there, that is the old record. Look how far above we are, and we still got a little bit of chance to get some more weather coming in. We'll see what happens. The snowpack looking beautiful right now. 221% of our median right now. We'll just keep that up, keep going with that. Do have to watch out, though, and I'll tell you more about that in a moment. But Thomas Geeboy was out at Sundance, sent in this picture. That is beautiful, and good thing he was out there because Sundance, well, it's closed right now. We're taking a look at some of the other ski resort closing dates. Nordic Valley and Beaver Mountain, they're going to be closing tomorrow, so get out there and enjoy them. But you can see others hanging on for another week or two, some going all the way into May. So that great weather we had, well, It did great for the resorts. Our high temperatures today, 60s for a lot of the state. Green River only got to 49, but look at that, 73 in St. George, 70 in Hanksville. Those temperatures we have to watch out for because there is so much snow. There is so much water out there that those temperatures could be messing up. Look at this purple. That's where we were in 1983. That was the big flood year. Remember that? Well, the blue is where we are now, so it's what we've got to be watching out for. Don't worry too much about the flood, though. I just want you to be aware of it, but stay away from the rivers if they're flowing really fast because they're cold and they could do some damage. Quick look at our futurecast. Well, there's really nothing much to show you. I'm going to go all the way until we start to get a little bit of wind by the time we get into, well, it just went away. That's how fast it went away. But we do have wind coming up, something we're going to be watching for, and a slight chance of rain coming in toward the end of the week. Looking at our regional forecast for tomorrow, you can see we are looking beautiful everywhere. But if we take St. George and extend that out, well, then you can see that that's where you'll see everything start to drop down a little bit. Temperatures start to drop after Wednesday. That's where that wind is coming into play. And then they've got a slight chance for rain coming in on Friday, but along the Wasatch Front, well, there's that drop again. Look how far it suddenly just drops there as we go from Wednesday into Thursday, and then a chance of rain coming Friday. It's best chance to see some moisture come back into the state. But until then, Easter, beautiful.
Woo, I don't think you could give us better news right now. We've been waiting for this for so long.
I know. It's spring finally here.